in common understanding, it's how the robots are taking us over, but most probably not about.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Ottis. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and our AI overlords. Not joking, really. They are in your pockets, listening to everything we say, and they will remember. Right. So AI in cybersecurity. Those of you who know me, and there's a few here who do, know that I am not an AI guy. I mostly spend my days worrying about stuff, and recently I've been worrying a lot about AI because I don't know how to defend it, and there are very few people who do, and we need more of them. And that's kind of the point of what we are trying to do. We're trying to create more people who understand this subject, who join the AI knowledge and the cybersecurity knowledge and are able to operate in this intersection. We are going to look at both positive use cases of AI in cybersecurity. So for example, all of you know that whatever you do, you leave back a long trail of logs. Millions of data points, and collectively, it gets bigger and bigger, and it's really easy to hide malicious traffic among all of this good traffic. So how do you identify the malicious part? The human eyes are not good enough. There's not enough people to actually physically go through the logs. So it has to be automated, and it has to be made smarter, and AI is one way to do this. Same with detecting malware. If you download a piece of software, is it actually safe or not? These are not new problems, but AI provides us a way of perhaps doing those tasks a bit better than in the past. Decision support systems. Doesn't have to be cybersecurity specific. Any kind of decision support systems can be made better, potentially, with the use of AI. However, there's also a negative use case, and cybersecurity people worry about the negative use case quite a bit, typically. I'm sure you're aware that social engineering is a problem. You're receiving phishing emails, maybe calls, people are impersonating, and the latest trend, I guess, is that machines are impersonating people and trying to get you to do something, right? To buy something, to click here, to vote for that guy, right? Really important things, and we don't really have a very good biological defense mechanism against this. So if this bot makes a convincing enough argument that it is a human, and they have our best interest at their heart, we will go and click, right? So we will need to have better ways of detecting that this is not actually a human, or it is a human that is assisted by AI. Deepfakes. So you log on, Twitter or Instagram, or pick your poison, TikTok. The really, really nasty thing that the politician just said, did he actually say it? Right? Is it perhaps fully artificially created? Now, the EU AI Act basically says that we in the European Union shall not do this, right? This is bad. But let's not be naive. This will be done against us. So we will need to build up knowledge, build up tools, build up methods to deal with this, to identify that this is happening, ideally to automatically shut it down so it never actually reaches our retinas. So there's a bunch of things that need research, need work in terms of AI and cybersecurity. Specifically, we've identified 3 people that are going to lead different tracks in this project. And you can kind of see the hierarchy here, right? So we're looking at identifying new PhD students. Those are the the future, our best hopes. So people who can do research. We also have some people who can teach them to do research. And as you know, in academia, you have this hierarchy, right? Those who do research, they do. Those who can't do research, they go and teach, right? And those who can't teach either, they do management, right? Which is my role. I'm not even on this slide. I'm trying to bring in the best people I can find to tackle some of these projects and problems. We are looking at, for at least 3 new PhD students. I'd like to have many more, but obviously funding is one issue. The size of Estonia is another. All of us are going to be looking for AI PhDs, so it's a crowded market. But I think our group is going to try to leverage the industry PhD option much more heavier than some other groups here. And we have some good experiences with that. So in terms of what we do, no surprise, there is going to be some research here, which is going to output paper. But while this is really exciting for the group sitting in this room, perhaps, most of the society and economy, they don't read the academic papers that we write. So we need to work with them. We need to provide this knowledge through education and training programs. We need to do industry collaboration with the companies that are able and willing to experiment with AI solutions, or who are worried about the various AI problems. And last but not least, we need to raise awareness. This is actually a problem. It is not a simple problem. We've tried to raise basic cybersecurity awareness for a few decades now, and we are nowhere near completion. But we need to do the same thing better for AI security problems, and wider AI problems, I would say, as well. Not all of the problems with AI are security problems. We expect to do a lot of collaboration, especially inside Estonia here. There's a number of cybersecurity companies that we would like to work with. We have some good experiences with the Estonian cybersecurity industry. Some of you are sitting in this room. But also going further to companies that are not cybersecurity companies, but perhaps are big enough and mature enough and slightly adventurous enough to work with us, to experiment with these new methods. So they don't have to be very high tech, but they do need to have some basic capability. We cannot just airdrop into their networks and do things for them. We need to work with their people. And we expect to work with the ITEL, the IT and Telecommunication Union, to identify some companies like that. Last but not least, we expect to work with the government as well, especially with the part of the government that is also worried about things. Now, whether it is straight up cybersecurity or perhaps a bit broader national or internal security problems, we share a lot of the same worries, and we're happy to work with them. So with that, thank you very much. Do you have any questions?
That was the question. Please. Yeah, questions. Actually, think about that because that's kind of good opportunity. How much today, if you know, probably know, is spread, let's say, that kind of artificial intelligence created malfunctional ware and that kind of things, viruses or whatever.
So if we're talking about AI-created malware, then yes. I would say this is still quite rare. Old human-made malware works quite well in our networks because most of us don't patch it, most of us don't configure it securely. There is no need for a super duper AI-generated malware in most networks. There might be some targets that are hardened, that are good payoff for the attacker. So we're perhaps talking about nation states attacking critical systems in other nation states. This is perhaps where it makes sense. But for you and I and for the universities, yeah, the 10, 15-year-old malware is often still a problem. And we need to employ AI to catch them quicker.
Exactly, that was the second question of mine. So how easy is to create the artificial intelligence system to detect viruses and such kind of stuff in the computers, in the internet, wherever?
So not easy in the sense that we could come up with something that is 100%, that cannot be done. But we do have solutions, methods that we work with. For example, one of the people on the slides, Dr. Risto Varandi, runs the Academic Security Operations Center in TalTech. And he is developing methods and working with these methods in order to secure TalTech networks. So we do have some practical experience, and I would say, every year, every month, we try to make our systems just a teeny bit better. And I think this is something that all of us as academics can associate with. It's not a security thing. All of us are trying to be a bit better today than we were yesterday. We just happen to do it in the security.
No more questions. Thank you.
Thank you.